On the way up, on the way up, on the way up, on the way up. Y'all know I got roommates. I can't cut up like I used to. For now, at least until that, and it's late at night. If I did this early in the day, I could have cut up a little bit more. But we are here. Oh my God! Please tell me I didn't delete these notes too. Oh, thank goodness. I was pissed because I done deleted my darn on notes and I had them all documented for Elite Battle ATL. But we are here with Season 3 Reunion Part 1. For the folks who are watching me for the very first time, no, I no longer work for Papa John's. This is just a shirt that I have that I needed to tie someone. Y'all know the job that I work. This moving and everything, my clothes are minimal. Most of my doggone good stuff is still in storage. I had to get some of the clothes out, and I have not had time to go over there because of my work schedule. I work typically from like getting on the road at 2 o'clock and then get at the job at 3, and then I don't be out until as late as 2 o'clock at night. And then now I'm finding out that we can work Saturdays and Sundays by requirement. So yeah, I don't really got too much free time to be sporting no major good clothes. So that's why we got random clothes like this. But anyways, let's get into the darn shenanigans of it all. So let's get into the Trey, I love you, boo. But girl, you was low-key disrespectful. It's like, why is you playing around with the phone or whatnot? It's like that's disrespectful to the hoes. You just, because you already got that uppity type of attitude, demeanor to yourself, and then it's like you at hostility, and then you on the phone. It's already setting the vibe bad, boo. And you know I'm rooting for you. You my fellow Fed now, boo boo. But I got to call it like I see it. So the theme is supposed to be giving tea party, but only the host, Trey Morris, and darn DJ understood the assignment. Everybody else missed the darn mark. Now, before I knew the theme was tea party, because I did a trailer reaction on Instagram. If y'all ain't checked it out, go check out my Instagram for the trailer reaction. I thought DJ looked the best because it's very hard to pull off pink. Usually pink can go very wrong. It gives Pepto-Bismol, and he has that Pepto-Bismol pink color too, but his shit worked out. The only thing is the blue threw me off a little bit with the shoes. The blue was too much of a pop of a color up against the pink. Like, he could have did pink and blue, but it should have stayed within the same hue. The blue was way more intense than the pastel pink. If he was going to do a blue to break up the pink, I would have rather it would have been like a sky blue. It would have still been within the same intensity and tone of the pink. But instead it's like a very dark, bold, sapphire cobalt blue. And it's like it throws it off a little bit. Especially since the theme supposed to give light tea party. So I'd rather that he would have went with like a lighter blue as opposed to a dark blue. So I'm going to give his outfit overall, given the theme, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. And I'm going to give the extra half because, like I said, the fit is immaculate. The hair is styled, the facial hair and everything, the face card. And like I said, he the only thing that threw me off was the shoes. So 8.5 for him. The host is giving me a darn solid 9 out of 10. Trey Morris a 10 out of 10. Trey don't never miss with the theme, honey. Trey is always going to give dawdy bougie bitch, honey, just like her personality, honey. So Trey Morris, honey, the shit was darn gonna hit me. If I had to nitpick and find a complaint, I would say, that highlight was just giving a little bit too much anime, boo-boo. I know anime is your theme a little bit, honey, and I loved it for the entrance, honey. That sexy gothic motherfucking entrance for the darn going on the way up, honey. It looks like you giving like gothic Ken doll that had a baby with one of the darn going, you know, anime characters. Like, But yeah, the highlight was just a little bit too highlighty for me. Yeah, that would be my only little nitpicking complaint. I would say ease up on the shimmer on the face a little bit, but everything else was darn on spot on. So I'm still going to give it a 10 out of 10. Mandy, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. His outfit I love was my second favorite until I realized the theme was Tea Party. So for that reason, I had to give it a 7. If it was just outfit choice in general, I would rate it a 10. Everybody else did not understand the assignment. The rapper girl looks like she was going to a bougie, resort or whatnot. It was giving me haute couture, Ivy Park. It was not giving me Tea Party. The other folks, nah. So those are my thoughts on the fashions again. Pretty much the first half hour was it was darn going like this host ain't getting it, honey. I was like, now she giving me the auntie that just is neutral and love everybody. I was like, everybody's on their best behavior. It feels like they don't want to cut up around the auntie. That's what the shit was giving. I was like, I love her as the producer, but honey, as the host, she needs to go. Lord knows she changed that shit up in the next half hour. She gave me some of the spiciness that I was looking for. I was like, okay, now this is what I was looking for, honey. We don't woke shit up, honey. So DJ go bringing up the fact that doggone Trey slept with his man 3 years ago. Now this was before he was even on the show. And yeah, this shit right here is the reason that it's like all these close connections in Atlanta. You got to be real careful, especially when you talking about people within industries and shit. It seems like everybody knows somebody. Trey ends up storming off. They talked about that shit up until Trey came back. Now let me tell y'all how editing works. Now that shit, now Trey was off for like 10 minutes from what we seen on camera. But honey, best believe Trey was gone for like a half hour to like 40 minutes. And they darn going slice some shit down. I'm telling you from what I know of how directing shit works, Trey was off that set for a good half hour and they still was talking about that situation. Honey, that goes to show that Trey is the moment. Trey and Dargon DJ got their spot secured for next season. Now we going into 40 minutes and half the show they didn't even show Dargon Brandon. Honey, notice how they kept panning everybody and Dargon Brandon was Dargon clipped out. I was like, well shit, y'all might as well just clip him out of Dargon season 4. And then I was about to say that for them lesbian couple, but honey, it looked like they wake it up in Dargon part 2. Cause I was like, well damn, they ain't really said nothing at all. I'm still wondering, they a couple, why they on opposite ends of the couch or whatnot? It's like, is there Dargon trouble in paradise? Or is that just how the seating arrangement gives? But if you know somebody's a couple, why not have them next to each other? Curious minds want to know, honey. This is not like this is Dargon Bravo, NBC Universal, where you have to really adhere to a seating requirement. It's like, bitch, y'all don't get paid for this damn shit. Y'all in Dargon Atlanta where everybody got a 9-to-5 job on the low. Bitch, honey, you better let me sit next to my damn wife. But yeah, that's another thing that stood out to me. But yeah, they going back and forth about this sleeping and everything else. And then we get some text messages and shit. Come to find out that the man in question wasn't claiming either one of them. But Trey wasn't never trying to claim the ex. He was just sleeping with the ex. The ex apparently never claimed Dargon DJ. But you saying that you messed around with the ex. But then you get caught up in another contradiction because it's like, the host said, wait a minute, you said you were single for 7 years, but you mad at Dargon Trey for sleeping with somebody that you was with 3 years ago that Trey slept with. So, yeah, it it ain't looking too good for you, DJ, honey. It's giving very much Drew Sidora, honey, in my honest opinion. What else do I got down here in my notes? Okay, let me bring up a little personal situation. Now, I know we talking about Trey and DJ and this darn on man that the man is not even claiming DJ, but DJ is apparently still cordial with the man, and we seen him on again, off again friendship with Trey. But now you bring it up, and then come to find out, Trey said y'all done had a conversation, y'all done had a whole breakup, and then y'all done made back up behind the situation all before cameras started rolling, and now you're going and bringing this situation back up on camera for, but actually not even bringing it back up on camera, but bringing it up on camera for the first time when it did not need be. So it comes off as you're searching for a moment. So I can understand why Trey is pissed off, because it's like, if you supposed to be my friend, why is you bringing up this situation now and trying to make it seem like I'm a home wrecker when, number one, out of your own mouth, you supposed to be so-called single for 7 years. But this was a guy that you was experimenting with, trying to approach a relationship, but you was not quite there. And because it did not work out, the next person cannot darn go on. Anybody that has any association with you cannot touch it. And see, that's that foot shit I don't like. And I can empathize with this situation, because I've been put in this very recently, and I didn't even mean to get put in this shit. It was somebody I was really feeling, somebody that I could have seen myself with, and shit did not work out for a myriad of reasons. You know, income differences, you know, differences in careers and locations, and you know where we're going, you know, even more personal stuff that I'm not even going to get into. It just did not work out. And I thought, okay, me and old boy can at least be cool or whatnot. But in the midst of that, what I did not tell y'all is there is this mutual person that we know. Now, this person I don't consider a friend, or associate, anything. I just find the person darn on decently attractive or whatnots, and you know they good to look at or whatnots, and you know they talents speak for themselves in more ways than one. So I was a little bit smitten with old boy, right? And I was darn going, you know, following and you know liking and retweeting and all the things, right? Next thing I know, it seemed like, from what I heard through the grapevine, right, that set old boy off. Old boy was in his feelings, from what I heard through the grapevine, from what I heard from another mutual person that follows both of us. So the person slid in my DM and said, "Oh, old boy's darn gonna be." I was like, "What you talking about?" Because you over there darn going like it's such and such post. I was like, "Well, I'm not interested in such and such or whatnots on that type of level or whatnots. I mean, he's good looking or whatnots, but I wouldn't dare cross the boundary. And even if I did go to that level, the other person and I, we never dated. Hell, we never even fucked or anything like that. So why would it even be a problem? But because of the fact that there could be a possibility, and there could have been a possibility, now everybody that you know is off limits. So by default, I got the darn going not pretty much date hardly anybody in Atlanta. Like, so yeah, shit like that is quite irritating. So it's like, because it did not work out with us, all of a sudden I can't darn going open my options to anybody else of slight compatibility without you getting in your feelings and wanting to risk and wanting to threaten to cut off any sort of friendship or communication period. Because it wasn't like, okay, you just said if I slept with them, at least this is what I'm hearing. Now, I didn't see the message myself. The person said it was on a platform that I don't I'm not on or whatnot, so I can't authenticate it. But this person don't have no reason to lie to me. That I'm just gonna say that. So I'm gonna take their word for it at face value. So yeah, I say all that to say, like, what are y'all thoughts on that? If somebody's had dealings with you, and then they go and deal with your friend, but the person that you had dealings with, y'all never actually dated, y'all never had any relations or anything, there was just talking. Do you think that's violating any sort of codes? I don't think so. Now, granted, there's some nuance to that, because it's like, now, when it comes to people that are like show enough close friends or whatnot, and I feel like, oh, okay, this might be awkward, or whatnot. Because even with my situation, it gets even way more complex. But y'all just have to go back to the previous videos for that. But I say all that to say, it's like with this boy, situation is he never claimed either one of y'all. But DJ, you're in your feelings, and you're risking losing a friendship with Trey that it seemed like you really valued the friendship at one point in time, behind somebody that was really just a fuckboy. And it's like, are you really gonna do this behind somebody that you was just exploring and you never really even got into the level with? So was it somebody that you was really serious about, and you're mad that the person that you was extremely serious about got serious just freaky rise with aren't gonna trade? Like, we need some more clarity on that, because yeah, shit ain't darn gonna add it up. But yeah, we get off of that subject, right? And then we go into the host darn gonna point out how DJ oh, I already mentioned that about the contradiction about the friends and whatnot. I do love how she mentioned how people be using the term friend loosely. People really do, especially in Atlanta. It's like in Atlanta, it's really, you got your friends that happen to be of the industry, and then you got people who are like industry friends. It's like your friends for the cameras, your friends in the sake of the industry and convenience. But like in real life, like if you had a kidney that was going out and you needed a kidney replacement, would that person be on the donation list? Like, would they, get tested? If you was going through a tragic event and you needed to call somebody up on the phone, not gossip or whatnot, so you was going through something tragic in your life, could you call that person up and cry to them? Like, that's what I think of true friendship. Like, somebody that you could tell your darkest secrets to, somebody that will help you out in the bind, somebody that you would actually invite to your wedding or, personal gatherings or something like that. Like somebody that you can see speaking on your behalf at a funeral, or something of that caliber. Somebody that you will have as a bridesmaid or a groomsman. If you can't view that person at any type of level, that's more so an industry friend. If they're just surface, like if they're not a part of any of your show enough significant life, unless it's pertaining to it being on camera, then that's an industry friendship. So it's like, we need to start making the distinctions. Some people got industry friendships and some people got legitimate friendships. I think Trey and DJ got more so an industry friendship, and that's about it. Honestly, given with Trey, I want to say he got more so just industry friendships than anything. I would say the only person that he might got like a slight personal friendship with outside of filming might be Mandy. I can see him talking with Mandy outside the show, and some of the folks from season 1, the chocolate girl that was in season 1 or whatnot. I can see that being like a legitimate friendship outside the show or whatnot. So it could have been anyways. But yeah, most of y'all just got doggone industry friendships. It's not legitimate. But those are my thoughts, y'all. So next week we're going to get the other people finally talking, because it really wasn't much of them talking. I mean, the other guy, you know, in the all white that was ill fitting, he said some things or whatnots, but it didn't really add up much. And I don't mean that as no disrespect. It's just it didn't, you know, it didn't strike my attention. Like I said, they got Brandon cut out the scene throughout this episode, but I guess they make up for it with episode 2, because everybody that didn't speak in episode 1 look like they're going to be speaking up a little bit in episode 2, well, part 2 of the reunion. So I will be back next week. Y'all know what to do. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this has been Diva Wine delivering y'all the review, honey. Dun dun dun. On the way up.